Hello everybody, this is Dear Mama Sal on a pretty cool Wednesday morning. It's 4 degrees here in southern British Columbia, which would make it 40 in American. I am feeling pretty good. I had a good night's sleep. I had fun with my halogen oven, my big boss, last night. I did something I very rarely allow myself to do, which is to have sausages. Oh. And I think what I find so interesting with this oven is that really what it is, it's a dirty great glass bowl with a light on top, and that's what it basically looks like. A very fancy motor light. I literally walked into my kitchen, took some frozen sausages out of the freezer, actually, I lie. They weren't frozen now that I think about it. I bought them this week. I bought them when I was shopping it last night. Duh! No, they were not frozen. Anyway, gave them a couple of pricks with a knife and put them in and turned the knob and walked away. And came back half an hour later and I had cooked sausages. Beautifully cooked sausages at that. Just evenly cooked and crispy and just great, which I then rolled in bread. I don't know why in England that used to be a comfort food thing. We used to have sausages wrapped in bread. I wonder why. I think to absorb some of the fat, while you're eating, if you're eating a sausage. In those days, the sausage, we didn't cook them the same way. We cooked them in their own grease, basically. We didn't have ways of cooking that got rid of the grease as it cooked, which of course we do today. And I guess once you grow up eating your sausages wrapped in bread as finger food almost, you will continue to do that for your life. They were really good, and I thought, what an ideal meal for watching the hockey game, which I gave myself permission to do last night. I actually gave myself permission to sit down, watch the game, and do a little crocheting whilst I was uploading the video and editing it. It's actually multitasking on many levels last night. So it was really good, very, very tasty. Now tonight I'm thinking about trying prawns, like a prawn stir-fry type thing. I'm certain that the novelty of this oven will wear off, as it does with most things, but it's really important to find out what this thing can do and not do, and to see ways in which it can work for the way in which I live my life. So I've got used to it now, sitting on, luckily I have a flat top oven, and that is the ideal place for it, quite honestly. So I'm quite used to it being there now. It no longer upsets me to see it there, because it is a fairly big unit. The glass bowl, to give you some idea, is big enough to take my regular casserole dish inside it. But you can't help but know that that's using a whole lot less energy than an oven to fill the glass bowl with heat as opposed to an oven. So I really like the idea of that. Ever trying to find better ways to live in that sense, and also just by virtue of the way it cooks, you quite horrific how much fat came out of those sausages last night. And I have learned that when you're dealing with very nasty stuff that's going to drop nasty grease, it's a really good idea to just put enough foil at the bottom to cover the bottom, so that the majority of the grease will drop onto the foil. And you know, there's something really nice about being able to just fold up the foil and throw it away that really I like. Okay, so on terms of news, we heard yesterday, thank goodness, we heard yesterday that Chloe made it through her big operation that she's had in England. And although she's in a lot of pain, which of course one would expect with the operation that she had, that she's being the trooper that we know her to be. And I'm certain she was just happy enough to know she made it through. I have no idea how long the operation was, but one of her family members very kindly posted on her Facebook page, and our Erin very kindly kept up with that and let me know, because I was at work. So I really appreciated that, Erin. Thank you so much. And I in turn was then able to post it up on the Facebook page. Other than that, we haven't heard very much from anybody so far that I've seen. But that's the most, perhaps, really important news to have this week, that she got the operation done, which was life-saving in its own way, and that she made it through the operation. I was going to say that my word of the day wow. Wow. Yeah, wow. My word of the day is wow. Wow. The reason I said wow is when I drive to work, I go over a bridge, a little bridge, a dinky little bridge, in fact, over a river, and that river is so high. After the rain that we've had in the last few days, that river is so high, it is almost up to the bridge. Now, those of you who've been long-time watchers, you've watched me at this time of the year go, wow, you know, that's pretty up there. This is the biggest wow I've had. I don't think I've ever seen it higher than that. And I would imagine it will still take a couple of days for the water flow to come down off the mountains from the amount of rain that we had. Higher up. Oh, you know, that I live on almost a peninsula. I could get cut off and have to take a completely different route to work. Wow. Oopsie. Talking about oopsies. Yeah, and this is the duck sanctuary, and that's pretty flooded too, peeps. Scary. Oopsies, yes, that was my next discussion. I had somebody write to me yesterday and say that that she really enjoys my oopsies in my DUFUS moments, I guess, in my videos. And it was nice to hear people saying that they, like me, were just as exciting watching the cupcakes rise. And I think the reason why I was so fascinated with it, the little kid in me was so excited about it, was because you don't normally get to see cupcakes from the top down. You normally see them only from the sides. And there was something about watching them from the top that made them really interesting to watch. I do know, maybe I should do a steak tonight. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? And I'm thinking with Yorkshire pudding and gravy, very healthy. But I mean, for the sake of science, and for the sake of dear Mama Sal and the experiment, would I be prepared to do that to myself? Yes. Wonder if I got steak in the freezer. Picture I have somewhere. Yum, yum. Now I can't wait to get home. And pois, peas. I really fancy... Oh, rushes. I could do that, right? And if I made Yorkshire pudding mix, I could save part of it, and then I could use the batter to cook the prawns in. Then I could have like sweet and sour prawns, homemade, tomorrow. Oh, talking about tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. Happy Thanksgiving. So the general request last weekend at the broadcast was that I do a Thanksgiving broadcast. Not that it's my Thanksgiving, you know, we've had ours. We had it last month. But for all the American viewers who come to the broadcast, they really would like me to do a broadcast on Thanksgiving. So I will do that. And for those of you who always sad to see a fire truck going. For those of you who might not have joined a broadcast before, we will be doing that on Tiny Chat. Wow, here comes another one. Anyway, the link would be tinychat.com/Dear Mama Sal, and we will be doing that probably starting at about, normally we do it at about 8, but that would make it pretty late, 9, 10, 11. I might start it earlier because it's a work night for a lot of people other than those in America. So I will put a note up on both Facebook and Twitter and give you guys half an hour's warning, but expect it to be sort of around 7 o'clock Pacific time. And an open invitation for anybody else who might be spending Thanksgiving on their own and would like some company. That's the reason why we like to do them on high days and holidays, is so that people do have a reason not to be alone. And maybe have a laugh, if we're lucky. Okay, so I invite you all to be there. For those of you who are new, thank you for listening, and don't forget to subscribe. That keeps you in the loop. We keep you informed. And thank you for being here. For those of you who are cooks, feel free to check out our new halogen oven series, which I'm doing. And by the way, I repeat regularly that I'm not getting paid to do it, and nor did I get the unit for free. I paid for it with my own money because I wanted to try it, and it really has been quite exciting to do. It's basically got me interested in cooking, which is a good idea in the winter. The next thing I'm going to do is to break out the new slow cooker and do something in that. Well, thanks everybody, and have a good day wherever you are. Remember to look after one another. For all of you who are part of the Dear Mama Sal network and are busy looking after people who are having a tough time this week, my sincere thanks go to you. We would not be as effective as we are as a group in supporting people if it were not for you guys, because it would be humanly impossible for me to do on my own what you guys do as a team. So my sincere thanks go to all the Dear Mama Sal peeps. You know who you are. And know that you make a difference in people's lives. And I'm pretty sure you know that, but in case nobody's told you, you do. And we love you for it. Thanks again. This is Dear Mama Sal saying bye-bye for now.